Guys and gals, welcome to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review, where today I'm going over my do-it-yourself truck tarp. This is a system that I've set up for an upcoming trip into the desert. I am headed to New Mexico and Utah to spend numerous weeks out there exploring, backpacking, and so on. And I will be sharing all of those adventures with you all. The truck tarp setup that I'm about to show you all is something that I've wanted to do for a while now. And with the trip out to the desert, this is a good excuse to show it right now. This is something that you may want to do, or you may already have a setup of your own. In this episode, I will go over the setup process and every single component that I'm using as part of this kit. There are four main components to this kit: the tarp, cordage, poles, and stakes. And that is what you see inside of these bags on the tailgate. The tarp is from AquaQuest, and this is their Safari medium duty 20 foot by 13 foot tarp. It weighs 3.8 pounds, has 25 webbing points. It's olive drab in color, which I like, costs $180, and is made from a 70D ripstop with PU coating. The rest of the components are inside of this bag here with my Max Trax knockoffs. These are from X-Bull, and they're pretty nice. They have a good reputation. In the future, I will talk about those. For the cordage, I'm using 550 cord, and you can get 550 cord all over the place for around 10 bucks. It's good stuff. The poles, these are from Green Elephant. These telescope from 2 feet 9 inches all the way up to 8 feet 2.8 inches. So they can go super high and also super low. They're not super heavy, but they are incredibly strong. These are made from aluminum. You have twist locks. They cost 50 bucks, and they do have these stainless steel tips to go through tarp loops, grommets, and so on. Next up, we have the tent stakes, and these are big boys. These are heavy duty. These are super strong. These can be hammered into rock. You also have the welded tie-off points or loops, or hooks, whatever you want to call them. These are from Danchel. These are 16 inches long. They cost 25 bucks for the 6, and they are made from S45C steel. And they do come with these glow-in-the-dark rings to go around the top so you can see them at nighttime, which is not a bad feature. Step 1 is to roll out the tarp, lay it down on the ground. Then you need to move to the guy lines. Go ahead and tie those in each of the corners. You all have seen me work with tarps on this channel so many times. I'm always receiving comments and questions about how I'm able to set these up so fast, and it's because I use slip knots. I've mentioned this before. I have a video on this as well. If you want to master using a tarp, master the slip knot. From here, I'm going to throw the tarp over the truck, and the easiest way to do this is to use the guy lines that you just tied to the tarp itself. Bring the tarp next to the vehicle, pull that tarp over the top. Yes, folks, it really is that simple. From there, grab a stake, one on each side, tie it off loosely until you can get the poles up. You will make all of your final adjustments at the end. Again, everyone, make these adjustments loosely. More than anything, you're stopping the tarp from being blown away by anchoring it to the ground. You will make all of the final adjustments at the end. Now it's time to move over to the poles. Go ahead and extend them roughly head height. You might as well grab a stake for each of the back corners because it's time to stake them out. Once you have the poles and everything staked out, it is time to make your adjustments. It is all set up, and this is gigantic. With this setup here, this really is awesome at blocking the sun. If a rainstorm was coming in, I would lower one end of this tarp while raising the other. That way the water could just sheet off and it doesn't pool on top. You can also take a third pole, put it here in the center if you want to. Now with this one, I staked out the middle of the tarp outwards, and that gives it some extra strength. It's a little bit breezy today, and it's handling it with no problem. If it was super windy, I would not put this up. It's the same as with an awning on your vehicle. In really windy situations, you don't put them up because it will tear them up. Some people do like having awnings on their vehicles. For myself, that's not something that I want to add to this setup here. While I do overland and travel in the truck, it's still my daily driver. I'm using this truck for real world things. It doesn't have just one purpose. So I'm not interested in adding a whole bunch of attachments to the top. And also, that does make you a target. I'd rather be as discreet as possible, especially when I'm traveling across the country, especially when I'm out in remote areas. When you have all those nice vehicles with all of the off-road attachments on the outside, people notice. And people will break into vehicles, they will target those vehicles, because if there's that much nice equipment on the outside, there's just as nice equipment on the inside. So for myself, I like a very discreet system. And this is certainly very discreet. One of the biggest pros to a setup like this, of course, is blocking the sun. But the next one really is keeping this area dry. Susie and I can sit under here. We can have protection from the sun, but let's say it starts raining, right? Full protection. We can sit here, stay dry. We can have the tailgate open. We can be sitting in chairs. We can have a table, stay dry. But when it comes to getting inside of the vehicle, everything here stays dry as well, and that is huge, especially when you are overlanding in a truck. Nothing is worse than having to open this up to hop in when it's like pouring rain outside. So this makes that entire process super simple. That's pretty much it, everyone. This is my truck tarp setup. Do it yourself. This is a fairly inexpensive way to give yourself a ton of protection. You could go with an awning if you want to. They're much more expensive than this. They require the install and so on. But they are pretty cool, don't get me wrong. But for myself, this works best. It's a very easy, very quick setup. I did this by myself and it took maybe 5 minutes. You just take the tarp, put it on next to your vehicle, pull it over, stake it out. It's that simple. Let's see, I went with the AquaQuest tarp because AquaQuest makes fantastic tarps. They are a little bit pricey, but the quality is, in my opinion, better than the rest. I've never had an AquaQuest failure. Their tarps are the real deal. They're extremely strong. Another huge benefit of a setup like this is that you can leave the back of your truck completely open, and you can have 100% protection from the sun, from the rain, but also bug protection. You can take a bug net, put it over the top here, and just lay it down, and inside of the vehicle you can have awesome airflow and full protection. The bug mesh that I use is the USGI bed net, I believe. I will have a video on that soon enough because I know a ton of you have questions about it, so that video is coming up soon. Now, here is some advice. I would make sure that when you're tying this thing out, make sure that you do so really, really good. Bury those stakes nice and deep. If you're on a rocky surface, you can't use stakes. You know, use rocks, right? Do stacking. That works well. But make sure that you do it stoutly. Make sure that you do it strong. So if winds kick up, this is a huge tarp. This thing is gigantic. So if you're not careful, it will become a sail. So if the winds pick up just a little bit, you're staked out nice and good, it won't be a problem. If the winds kick up a lot, they're really strong, just go ahead and take it down. You'll be happy that you did. So that is my do-it-yourself truck tarp system. Make sure to comment down below, share your thoughts. What do you all think about this setup? Is this something that would work for you? If you have a truck tarp system, what do you personally use? Make sure to share your thoughts down below. I will have links to everything that you see here. These are agenda-free links. I'm not going to get a single cent if you buy this stuff because I don't care. The Outdoor Gear Review is agenda-free. I'm here to share my thoughts, my experiences, my opinions. I'm here to share information, and that is it. I don't care what you buy or don't buy. So folks, I appreciate you. Hit the thumbs up because it does help. This is my do-it-yourself truck tarp system. You all will see it soon in Utah and New Mexico. Bye everybody, take care.